Let's talk about AubreyMarcus because I'm terrified to talk about it. And when I'm scared to talk about something, that means we got to talk about it. Why the fear? Well, all the judgments, different people's opinions. Imagining that I'm going to judge. You can't help but to judge a little bit, but in reality, I'm like one of those least judgmental people in the whole world. I'm an empath. I feel everybody, and this is why I got to talk about this and call this out. There's a very subtle type of spiritual egotism that is a self-sacrifice that I see AubreyMarcus's girlfriend or wife clearly, like I don't see it, I feel it, and it's really obvious. You don't have to be an empath to see and feel that. I could not watch the entire interview. So in the logical land, you could say, I don't know what I'm talking about. I feel, oh my God. The wife, girlfriend, they're in a throuple situation. This is like spiritual ego at its finest because it's very clear the wife, girlfriend, she wants a monogamous relationship with him. And she is self-sacrificing her own heart's desire to be the queen with her king, to make room for the concubine. And the concubine position woman is fine with that. Aubrey is fine with that. He's got 2 women. But you have the girlfriend wife self-sacrificing and believing that it is spiritual and good to do such a self-sacrifice. And it makes me sick. It does, because I feel her pain just even sharing it, because everything comes out right there as soon as she started talking about it. And that's why it's so important to talk about what it is that you fear, because then you get really clear on your actual authenticity. People have trouble knowing, how can we even know if we're being authentic? What is authenticity? We're living in a holodeck illusion. Authenticity is difficult to describe in the English language due to the structure of the English language, which is constructed as a trap of sentences. One of the first things you'll learn, or the first thing I learned with psilocybin mushrooms as a teenager, is anything you say about anything, the opposite is also true. The sky is blue. It's also orange. It depends when you look at it. I hate you. I love you. It's the same frequency line. You can't hate someone unless you love them at another time. It's anything you say about anything, the opposite is also true. So this is certainly not a judgment that I'm saying. I'm picking out frequencies and sharing what I'm picking up on and calling out the bullshit, because that's what I do as part of recoding the collective consciousness back to your authentic coding, which is coming from the heart and not your logical brain. That is what authenticity is. It's coming right from the heart, from your higher knowledge. Your truth, your own personal truth is your authentic truth. But when you're thinking too much about what your truth is with your brain, which is running on programs of the English language, which in itself is a trap, as Khalil Gibran says, words are but a trap in which a bird of thought cannot fully unfold its wings. This is why light language is coming back, and soul song, right from the heart, right from the soul. The light language tends to be 2 syllables followed by 2 syllables. And I have recorded myself many times and looked up the words that I repeat, and it makes sense. You're talking in present tense. These words have multi-layered poetic meaning, all of them true. It's not a trap. So that's the difference. If you're going to be authentic, don't get trapped into spiritual ego logic of their argument is, well, we have the best of both worlds. We have the committed relationship and we're also free. I don't know why they think that makes sense when clearly by her heart, clearly showing right at the beginning of that interview. Her heart is not on board with what she's saying. There's that discrepancy. And that's where I call out the bullshit. It's really sad. And it's in the province where I'm at now, they just recently passed a law for thruples and polygamous couples to be recognized in the parental unit as multi-parents. And this is more egotism of the adult, which severely betrays the child. And this to soothe their ego of maybe wanting to have a child when it's not really their child. And yes, they're there, they put in the work, they put in the money, they should have recognition by the government. But did you think about the child? Okay, it's children first. Mind you, children have no freedom until they're of legal age. So, you know, you're not the parent. If you're not the blood parent, you are not the agreed upon parent. All the souls got together and agreed, you're going to be the parent, I'm going to be the child. There's the soul contract there. And to learn specific lessons. And usually there's karmic chains involved. It's very complicated. What the child comes down to do often is to heal the entire family line. And they have to go through a lot of deception, a lot of illusions. It's a lot of work. Throw in another parent there and give them that title. It makes the child's work much more confusing because they cannot escape that contract which you just put on them in this Matrix 3D world. That here it's a trap, because you could say the child did not agree to that, but we all created our own blueprint. So in a way, yes, the child did agree to take on that extra illusion, but it is like an extra level in the video game that you just created of difficulty. It's like a whole new level of difficulty level. So just when a parent divorces and has somebody new, they don't realize that is the ultimate betrayal to the child, saying, move in with them, you have to call them mom or dad. The parent, if it's a girl, the father is their first love. If it's a boy, the mother is their first love. So that other partner, it's like, say you had a lover and they're saying, oh, I have a new lover now and you have to live with them. It's like you're creating this situation that's already difficult for the child. Once you legalize it and bind them in a contract, all contracts, all of them, I'm a shaman and I deal with breaking contracts. They are designed to be broken. All of the contracts that you come down with here on earth, they are designed for you to become strong enough to break them, because that's how you grow and move through and realize your personal freedom, your personal power, your inner authority, which is super, super important. Your God within, your one ruler within. When your thoughts, emotions, and actions are in total alignment, then and only then will you understand, understand, and overstand what the F I'm talking about. It's this internal ruler that that is our ultimate remembering, the middle of the Tootsie Roll, so to speak. And so when you add in the third parent in the throuple, it makes it more complicated to weed out what is BS, what is me. That's all. That's all I'm saying. It's not fair to the child. Nobody took into consideration the child. And you have polyamorous throuple situations. And you could say it's all about me, because it's your world, everything is a reflection outside, but in some cases it's not all about you. Children come first. When you're caring for somebody else who has no freedom, you really have to consider their freedom for them and offer them that whenever and wherever possible, as long as it's safe for them. The only role of a parent is to teach them consequences in a safe environment. Otherwise, a child is teaching you, and you should learn from your children and ask them how they perceive things way more often, because a child is